Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Kind of like a bait.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killin', pre-core villains on the mic, got you reelin'. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos. By the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another Florida Woman episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 531, recorded on Monday, June 9th, 2025. Tonight we're talking about Crawl from 2019. This was the winner of the June poll. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy Rand Diesel.
They call me the Crocodile Man.
What's up, baby? You ready to talk about our home state? You ready to get dirty in the fucking muck?
Filthy. Yes,
Hell yeah, dude.
always. Let's roll around underwater, Randy, together.
It wouldn't be the first time, baby.
Won't be the last. Next up, everybody's favorite little apex predator. Welcome, Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy Gator Bait Stains. Gator. Go Gator. Roll
Gator
Tide.
bait. Gator
What?
bait.
Unrelated, but sure.
Just
Yeah.
yell them at each other, you
It's
know?
the roll tide of the deep south, the
Gator
dirty south.
Bait.
Gator bait.
Dude, I had no idea that this movie was based in Gainesville or started in Gainesville, at least. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what the hell?
Ooh,
What
first
the hell?
timer.
That's relevant.
Yeah, they are.
We're here to play.
Florida
We are
sports. They're all the same. They're all the same.
They are.
Apparently, we're really good at hockey, though, somehow, which is the one that we should suck
Who's
at.
good at hockey?
The Florida Panthers are like killing it.
What is that? I don't know what
The
that
hockey team.
It's
is. Just
a
a Florida
hockey-
hockey. There's a
hockey
Florida
team?
hockey team.
There's two. Well, there's the
Yes.
Lightning and the Panthers. There's that. Yeah. there's
Where are they
one.
based out of?
That's a really
Tampa,
good
right?
question. The Lightning's in Tampa. I know.
I have no idea about any of this.
Siri or Alexa or whomever.
I know the Lizard Kings. Okay, that's my
Oh,
team.
hell yeah, dude. Lizard Kings. There was another one we had
yeah.
for a little bit too. In
Yeah.
June.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
the
remember.
Iceman
The
or
Iceman,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
still
another one
playing.
between those though too. I think.
Those are the
The
only two.
shrimp.
around. The jumbo
the
shrimp.
Yeah. The jumbo shrimp.
Previously, the
Yeah,
Suns.
we are big sports fans.
We are
here.
sportsmen.
We're men
It's
men
true.
of the sport. Sportsmen.
It's true.
We play
We're talking
them.
about
We watch them.
we're here to
Miami
play
metro area.
Miami. Okay.
Oh, is that
Thank
where
you.
the hockey is
Yeah.
played? Tampa
Yeah.
and Miami. Okay.
Man, I didn't think it's amazing that we can still find topics that we are less informed on than the movies we talk about.
It's amazing how little we
got
really
it
know
covered.
when you get down to it. We're talking
Oh, yeah.
about Crawl tonight. Before we get into it, though, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Actually, there's kind of a lot. So our July poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, oh shit, check. I got a delay already.
Oh shit! Check.
Oh,
Shit check. I got a shit check.
Oh, gotta check my drawer.
That's what I say for
Something's
every-
going on with them shorts.
All my sound checks go
the
like,
shit.
oh shit! Check.
Oh,
Check
shit,
the
shit,
shit.
shit,
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 shit, shit, shit, shit.
Save. Okay, I gotta reboot. 1 second.
Oh damn.
Oh,
dog.
my lord. Oh, I'm so tired.
At least it's not me this time.
Ah. Oof, oof, oof. I gotta take a nap
Frickin'
after this.
crawl. Oh, I should have gotten some fucking Linkin Park bumps for this. Oh well. I
Oh,
didn't have time to prep anything. Actually, I
we would
literally
get
have not stood up
sued.
since work.
I
Yeah,
feel like a
you know,
See Ya kind of
if we
band.
had any money, we might get sued.
Oh man. Ooh. Were you able to get that BFund sign up thing or whatever? Did they come back to you?
Oh yeah, I think I'm approved. They said I was approved, and then they sent me an application again. So I
Oh.
think I'm approved. And they said, "Oh, we'll send you more information." And the next thing they sent me was the same application email. I was like,
Oh no, I think yeah,
okay.
I think they did that with everyone. I think it was like a
Okay.
reminder, like, oh, if you haven't signed up or whatever. Yeah,
That's kind of
that
what I
happened
thought.
to
It was
me
probably just
too,
a
yeah.
timed thing or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
I checked yesterday and they still haven't announced anything in particular. I'm still, dude, I still am haunted by that first year where Ari Aster was there and I didn't really know the whole setup and I didn't get like a chance to meet him. I'm like, no. So this
Yeah.
year I'm hoping maybe it's the old Philippines will roll in.
Bill
All
of
right. The Pooh
Poopies.
The
Bros.
Poos. The Pooh
Oh,
Boys.
hey,
Call them
Pooh
that because they wear
Boys.
Oh,
shirts
hey,
with
Pooh
no
Boys.
pants.
Oh, hey, Pooh Boys. It's your boy Stains.
Jesus.
Welcome to Korea.
Time for your shit check.
God,
Turn around. That's how you make friends.
oh yeah.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it abroad, baby.
Oh. It's just,
It's a cultural thing.
it'd be very rude if you denied me.
I'm sorry, he didn't even shit check me. I don't even know who does this guy think he is.
This is gold. Man.
Okay, well,
It can go
I-
in the fucking supercut later.
That's why you watch behind the scenes.
the bloopies. All right, let's record again. Cool.
We're just kicking off.
All right, let's do it. Our July poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this July. The theme for July is 1985. This is my takeover month, and
Ooh
I
la
wanted
la.
to reflect on three of my favorite films of all time.
And
all
you,
from the
sir,
year.
are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
Always, Randy. All three movies are from 1985. They are Reanimator, Day of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead.
Whoa, Bob. Oh, how are those numbers looking?
It was an exciting week, for me at least, as I checked the
Oh, whoa.
polls.
Back and forth, huh?
Yeah, there was at one point, about a day or two ago, a dead heat between all three.
Wow.
Hell
They
yeah.
were going all over the place. It's still really close. Things have switched. So last time we did this, Day of the Dead was in first place. Somewhere midweek, Reanimator took it. Now Return of the Living Dead's on top. So
Wow.
Return of the Living Dead, 37% of the vote. The other two are tied for second place with 32% each.
All right. An
Damn, it's
actual
still a dead
competitive
heat. I mean-
race.
Yeah.
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 Let's see how this one shakes out. I'm excited.
So some
The
heavy
good news
hitters.
is there's not a real loser in this bunch.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
three I would be excited to revisit. So we'll be seeing next week.
Yeah, we
So-
technically reviewed all three of these movies within the first year of the show, which are you can't really find those episodes anywhere but our website. Most people probably haven't heard them. Sound quality's not great, so
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fair game
commentary's
for a
not
redo.
great. The
Right, yeah,
level of
more
knowledge is not
importantly.
great.
Yeah, more importantly. So yeah, get those votes in before the end of the month. We'll see what we're talking about this July. We are still dropping mini casts every other Friday over on Patreon. If you guys support us at the $10 level or above, you get access to over 150 mini casts available to you on Patreon. You can also listen to those via your podcatcher of choice. Just dropped one last Friday on The Ugly Stepsister. And next up is going to be Dangerous Animals, dropping Friday, June 20th. Check it out.
New hotness, huh? From Australia.
Damn, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that had come out.
Yeah, it did. It snuck out another heater from Australia. I saw this in the theater It did have a Shutter bumper on the front, so at some point I'm sure it'll find its way over to Shutter. But I think it suits the big screen pretty well. So if it's playing near you, try and get to it. Really fun summer kind of slasher shark movie, weird subgenre mashup kind of thing. Pretty cool.
Oh,
All right.
sweet.
Check it out.
All right, Aussies.
Killing it.
I see you
Oh,
played Knifey Spoony before.
Did I do
Last-
a mini cast on that Flying Lotus movie?
You would know better than us.
Well, I'm trying to remember because I had this weird memory of like maybe recording it, but now I'm like, did I send it to Bob? Did I actually record it? But maybe I didn't. I'm not sure.
I know
Next
we
episode is
talked
going to be an
about it.
intervention.
Yeah, I
to
feel
talk about
like
your-
maybe I have a secret bonus mini episode just recorded on my
these
computer.
drunken recordings have gone too far. Okay, all right, intervention time.
Oh
So-
my God.
It is not.
No, I'll check
It's
my
not a thing that
computer.
exists.
Once this episode's done, I'll check the computer.
If it doesn't exist, I am going to laugh a lot. I think.
I definitely watched that movie. I thought I maybe recorded it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll look into that. We're gonna call the headquarters and have them look into
see,
that.
I
It's
call
n-
bullshit on that.
It's possible you sent it to me and I forgot about it. But like I know we talked about you doing one, but I can't remember if you did.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
That might Ash is the movie you're talking about, by the
Ash,
way.
yep.
Maybe there'll be a bonus episode about that.
It's not a good sign that the title was lost as well in the memory banks.
So hey. Last bit of Patreon news. We are going to be reopening the You Pick the Flick tier for a final
shit.
time this year.
Final time, Bob?
Final
It's-
time.
It's only
Final.
it's only June.
I know. I'm a sick son of a bitch.
What?
That's why.
That's illegal, right?
Yeah, it's a felony.
It's
a felony.
a felony.
Yes.
Is that
It
a
is.
Wow.
felony, Bob?
Wow. It's a felony. So we are going to be reopening the You Pick the Flick tier Tuesday, July 1st. So it's
Tuesday, you say?
couple different things going on. It's a lot of information, some weird fuckery afoot. I know. I'm sorry. So this is the only way you guys can outright pick a movie for us to review on the show. Typically, we open this tier once a quarter. We're going to be just doing it one more time for the second half of the year, and there's only going to be 6 spots available.
But Bob, I wanted 10.
I know. I'm so sorry. You'll have to complain to Justin about that. He's the complaint department. He wants all those emails. Soju bootyhole69 at AOL.hotmail.com.
Yeah, you can just slide into my DMs and
And
In
just
other places.
give him the old shit check, So, yeah, 6 spots, Tuesday, July 1st. So Patreon started charging people in this manner that's somewhat frustrating. So we typically try to open this up on a weekend, but some people were getting double charged last time we did it. So if we open it up on the 1st, you're only going to get charged once on the 1st. That's a guarantee. Just kind of streamlines everything a little bit for us. So mark
Pretty
your
good cover for our
calendars.
pump and dump scheme here, Pretty
I
good.
know, yeah.
The second,
those Q-Check
hey
coins.
investors, nothing is gonna sell quicker than the secondary market of straight chilling picks. All right,
yeah.
Yeah. You actually
eBay's
you
gonna be
get
a light.
one QJ coin per you pick
Oh yeah.
locked
Mhm.
down. So get
But how
on
many
it.
slurp juices is that?
Slurp juices?
That's a thing. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what that. I'm not hit. I don't know what's going on.
Trust me, you are better off. I assure you.
All right. Don't Google slurp juices. Got it. So yeah, mark your calendars. Tuesday, July 1st. You Pick the Flick reopens. 6 spots available. Nobody has chosen 2 movies yet this year, so it's fair game for anybody that wants to grab one. Get on it. Let's do it. Groovy. All right, last bit of not Patreon news, just news in general from Bob anyways. We got a brand new commentary dropping this Friday the 13th from Mikey and myself from Let's Get Physical
Ooh,
Media.
Oh,
Whoa, commentary.
What
Is
could
it
it
on
be
Friday
about?
the 13th? The film?
Who-
I would
who
guess
knows?
2, maybe.
I'm guessing remake.
Ooh.
I'm guessing Platinum Dunes.
we already did one for part 2. That's a good
Oh,
guess.
well then, okay.
We
Because
love
Bob
that
just
shit.
wants to. Bob has been rejected.
That's never stopped
so
you
many
before. Your entire
times.
poll pick this month is about repeats. So I mean,
know. I know. So yeah, check that out over at Let's Get Physical Media, everywhere you get your podcasts. This is our third Friday the 13th commentary. We'll get to them all eventually. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That's all I got. You guys have anything you need to plug?
Yes. So as of this episode dropping, an episode of Plug It Up should be out with my name all over it.
No.
our,
What?
our friend Caitlin at Plug It Up has invited me over to watch Fear Street Prom Queen.
He
on the
invited you
show.
over. I'm jealous.
Well, invited me to be on the show is what I meant.
Oh, okay,
um,
okay.
No, they're not inviting. She's not inviting me over to the home. No,
oh,
I'm not. I'm
Randy,
not
I'm
giving
not
addresses.
believing you
You
now.
know.
I know, right?
Sounds like you're really hiding something over there.
Well, would that it were true.
I've never
but,
been to anybody's home, says Randy.
I'm invited to very few personal homes. But yeah, Fear Street Prom Queen, the brand new drop on Netflix. Follow up to that trio of films that came out in, what was it, 21 maybe?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had a nice talk about that. There's some hot opinions about that movie out there, and ours is hot too. You know,
Whoa.
Ooh, how
got a pretty-
hot? Like,
No, no.
really?
not very. I'm
Not
just trying to
very.
sell it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Check out Plug It Up everywhere you get your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Juice, you got anything?
I'm clean, baby.
Squeaky.
All right, let's clean this shit.
All right.
All right, we're getting into the main event. We're talking about Crawl, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, you got this box?
Yep, you can get this on Blu-ray, like anywhere, everywhere.
All right. In watching this film, there's a specific scene that reminded me that I have a Korean poster for this, which made me really sad because they don't do that anymore. They stopped a couple years ago. But it was one that I got, and then it reminded me this came out in 2019, and then that also made me really sad.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I know. I did a mini cast on this in 2019. It feels like yesterday, but it was not yesterday.
Yeah, that's
It was not yesterday.
6 years ago, boys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
2019 was 6 years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm.
Anyways, we're talking about Crawl.
We're talking about Crawl.
And not
That's
our
from
impending mortality.
2019.
Oh, we're talking about-
Oh fuck.
Oh.
Oh god. This is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 27 minutes. This was directed by a boy.
Arfagator.
R for exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Directed by
Ator.
Alexandra Aja.
Mhm.
He also did that Piranha 3D movie and the Hills Have Eyes remake. Some other stuff. This stars Kaya Scodelario, Barry Pepper. It's a fun little name, isn't it?
It's a fun little name. You forgot High Tension, by the way. I was like,
Oh,
"This is
yeah,
something
I was about to
big
say
that we
there's
totally
a bigger
forgot about."
one that
The
yeah,
one
he
that
did.
his best one, yeah. Ross Anderson, George Somer, some other folks. It's really all about Kaya Scodelario here. Lario. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Gigantic alligators swarm around a young woman and her father as floodwaters engulf their home. There you go. Gentlemen, have you seen this movie before? Would you recommend folks that don't check it out? Ray and Diesel, kick us off.
I have seen this before. I do believe I saw this in theaters. I'm like 90% sure of that. But it's been 6 years, so who the fuck knows? And generally, I think I would recommend it. I would certainly recommend it to the Floridians in the audience because it's heavily Florida coded. Whether or not you think it does a good job at that is a great conversation to have. So I
we
think
will
for
be
that
gonna.
having.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have it.
we're gonna have that one, and I don't know. I think this is the definition of a medium to loose recommend for me personally.
Final.
Really defining it. Right on. Juice, what about you?
I had never seen this before, and I would not particularly recommend. I didn't think it was that good. I guess it's an okay creature feature, but we'll get into it later. But usually I like my creature features to have a little bit more camp going on. I feel like this one didn't really have a lot of levity or jokiness to it for a creature feature. So
If I had
no,
a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
yeah, I wouldn't really
Precisely.
recommend.
Yeah.
And I remember that reminded me too that I wasn't like super hot. I had never seen Lake Placid when we covered it. I wasn't super hot on that one. So maybe gators aren't my thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Man. Lake
More into
Placid
big snakes,
sucks.
you know. Not really a gator guy.
I'll bet you are, baby.
Yeah.
Huge
That's no
throbbing
secret.
snakes.
Yeah. They gotta be throbbing though. Bob, would you recommend people check this out?
I'm just into them. I don't think so. The first time I watched this, I had a decent time with it. So like in my memory, I was like, yeah, that's a fun little movie, whatever. This rewatch is like it's a bit shit, actually, I think. Sorry to say. So not
Shit.
really.
Just a little bit of shit.
It's a little like it's a little booty, I think. Which
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't like it?
we'll get into the reasons why I feel that way. But yeah, that sounds like
Not really.
a medium to loose recommendation.
I mean,
I would
at the
say
end of the day.
Loose, medium. No, medium, loose.
Oh,
All
I'd
loose
say
to large.
extra loose on that one.
extra like Jinko loose. Like
That's a Jinko fair right there.
yeah, like you're walking on your own pants in the through the floodwaters,
God.
and you just gotta burn them afterwards.
Oof, in the Florida heat,
In the
in the Florida July heat.
Oh, yeah, that's why you don't want
The
the
old
denim to
rusty
touch
gutter.
your leg.
Yeah.
That's
Got to get those waders, baby.
the old rusty
The
gutter.
Jinko brand waders.
That sounds like I don't know. Watch it if you want to from the Straight Chilling Crew.
Not really. Sounds like
Yeah,
a
that
not
sounds like a
recommend.
skip. That sounds like a skip. This movie's booty. We're gonna be spoiling the shit out of Crawl, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
This should have been the easiest plot synopsis you've had to write in a while, I think.
Storm Gator Copter roll credits.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's
Whoa.
talk about this
All
movie.
right. I think we're good.
I do have one if you actually want to hear it. though.
Sure,
I can do it.
sure. Bob.
Okay. Yeah, it is relatively short. So here we go. University of Florida swimmer Haley Keller receives a call from her sister Beth advising her that she leave the state ahead of a Category 5 hurricane making landfall. Concerned for estranged father, Haley checks on him at his condo, but he's not there. Against the direction of Wayne, her sister's ex-boyfriend and Florida State Trooper, to evacuate, she takes her dad's dog to their family's home in Coral Lake to see if he is there. Haley finds the house empty and enters the crawl space where she finds her dad injured but alive. She tries to get him out, but they are pinned in by a large gator. Haley drops her phone when she tries to get it back. Her leg and her phone are crushed by a surprise second gator. She sees 3 looters at a gas station across the street get eaten by gators swimming in the rising floodwaters. Wayne and his partner Pete arrive at the house looking for Haley and her father. Pete is attacked and torn to shreds. Wayne enters the house and is also killed by a gator. Haley locates the storm drain and tries to escape through it, but finds the gators have made a nest and laid eggs inside. She's attacked by a gator. She kills it with Wayne's gun. With the crawl space almost entirely flooded, Haley swims out through the storm drain and goes back into the house. She busts through the floor with a crowbar and pulls her dad up. She takes the dog out to get on a boat outside. However, a nearby levee breaks right as the eye of the hurricane is over the house. The rushing waters throw them back into the house. Dad and the dog go upstairs, and Dad gets his forearm bitten off by a gator. Haley finds a police radio and calls for help. She then traps another gator in the shower and makes her way to the attic. Another gator tries to kill her with a death roll. She stabs it in the eye with a flare. Haley and her dad and the dog all make it to the roof. A rescue copter flies overhead as Haley lights another flare and waves it down. Roll them credits.
There it is.
There it
There
is.
you go.
There
I
it
got a
is.
bunch of like, just a bunch of complaints, really. I got a bunch of like Florida ass complaints, and then I've got like just like normal logic complaints, I think, that like maybe
Yeah,
most
that's
people
fair.
One thing I would like
agree with.
Yeah, one thing I would like to know, just as this is not really connected to the film necessarily, but so the main actress in this, she's British, and I know her from the same series, like season of Skins, as the guy from Sinners that we watched just a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
no shit.
Yeah, with Jack O'Connor, something like that. Yeah.
O'Connell, yeah.
O'Connor, yeah, they're from
Sinner.
the same season. Like they like date in that, and I was like, oh, here she is doing a Florida accent.
She does
Doing
better
it.
than her dad with the accent, who's just
Yeah.
Canadian as fuck.
Oh,
That
really?
dude is, oh, yeah, his accent was slipping in there pretty good, I thought. And
Yeah.
I
like,
didn't really clock it myself.
this movie is not full of great acting, but that dad he was not doing it for me. I thought
That's
he was
so crazy because he's
pretty
the
bad.
best pedigree in the film. Like Barry
Yeah.
Pepper is excellent in The Green Mile and Saving Private Ryan.
Mm.
I haven't seen True Grit, but he's in that. Like he's in a lot of like good movies, and I've seen him do really well. It was actually surprising to me how bad he was in this, but I kind of chalked it up mostly to the writing because I didn't think the writing was good.
The writing is pretty bad too.
It's
Yeah.
pretty bad. And I wanted
pretty bad.
I did want to like start off by first of all just like totally agreeing. Like you kind of said my inner feelings out loud, which is that I saw this movie and was like, I think I was pleasantly surprised the first time, and that that impression reversed completely this time. I don't think that I'm quite as sour on it as you are. I'm more sad that I didn't enjoy it the way I thought I did. You know, like there's a lot to it
Yeah.
the first time where I was like, this isn't so bad, and there's still some good shit in it. But it's harder to defend having seen it with fresh
Yeah.
eyes.
If you
I
don't
actually-
pay full attention to it, it's like you're not gonna have a terrible time.
You close one eye.
Yeah.
No, I remember in my memory, even though I had never seen it, I was going into this thinking like at least I was like, oh, I think Bob like really liked this movie when it came out and thought it was really fun. So I was expecting some kind of goofy creature feature, and I was disappointed.
All right.
Oh man, this movie is like it's a big nothing. Like when they get caught in the basement or in the crawl space. Whoa. I was like, really? This is it? This is what I don't know. It was just kind
The
of dumb.
the dad who has lived in Florida owns 2 properties in Florida.
Yeah.
Goes to a house to fix a plumbing leak under the house when there's a Cat 5 hurricane on the way. Like nobody would ever do that.
He was gonna hunker down, Bob.
I mean,
How do you hunker?
He had some boards in his truck. Like you board up the windows, you put the sandbags in front of the doors. Like he didn't even bother to close his damn garage door. It was like wide fucking open. There's just like certain like logical leaps, and also like that is a unfinished basement. I've never seen a crawl space that big in my entire life.
Actually, no, you know what? Y'all had mentioned like you made jokes about it being a basement. I have specifically, especially close to the beach, worked on properties that have crawl spaces like that. I have seen specifically when they're in more like flood zone areas.
Yeah.
I've run like like duct work and stuff under houses that have crawl spaces that big. Yeah, so that's not
Well,
that
in my
crazy.
memory, it was a true basement, and I was like,
No,
I was actually surprised. I was like, okay, so this is more like something you might see down in the Keys or some shit, like where it's like they put them on pretty high lifts, I guess.
Or just
I don't know.
stilts. There was like the level of flooding, like how everything around, like this house is not on a hill, but everything around it seems to be like under several feet of water. But she can still like look out these little holes in the breeze blocks and see things. But like there's an inch of water in the crawl space. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And then she, like, the
No, it
dock
doesn't.
out back is under like several feet of water, and she sees like the looters try and steal the ATM and put it in a boat, and like she sees them in a boat. And then at the end of the movie, even after she like swims out the drain pipe and over the dock and somehow is able to run back into the house, and then she's
Mhm.
like, "Let's get to the truck."
Let's get to the car.
Like
Yeah.
it's flooded as
That-
fuck. Like you've
that shit
seen
blew
how
my
flooded
mind.
everything.
Yeah, that
is.
was a really stupid comment.
was
That
like-
made me go to, yeah, get to the truck. What the fuck are you
What?
talking
Like,
about?
She's surprised. She walks out and she's like, "Oh no!" Like it's
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
everything is flooded. I don't. What is happening?
Also, too, I don't know. Like, I didn't understand the logic. I mean, the gator got in through a giant pipe. What is that pipe? What is that? What were they talking about?
I don't know, man. It's the biggest
Yeah,
drainage
that
pipe
gator.
I've
Yeah, the
ever
gator is
seen.
huge. It's bigger than a person.
And
What
it-
pipe do you
it
have in
just
your
goes-
house?
It just goes from the house to the lake.
Yeah,
I got
what
the
is
impression-
that?
I think it was a drain pipe. I don't think it was for the house. I think it's like my guess, and this is me like extrapolating, but my assumption is that it's a drainage pipe for like a municipal use drainage pipe, but their little basement or whatever, their little crawl space had a big hole in it, like that busted through. Like I'm guessing it's just like accidentally connected to this drain pipe.
Man,
Dude,
but she
that-
like crawled through the pipe, and then there was
I
a
know.
bunch of nest and eggs and shit in there.
I know, but she had to crawl through broken bricks to get there. So I took it as like this is not supposed to be. That part, yeah, it still doesn't make sense. But at least it's not
Well-
technically supposed to be part of the house. I don't think.
We
Mm.
saw the intro of the first gator, and he full on Kool-Aid Man burst through the fucking stairs. So I guess he did the same with the bricks, man. When that shit happened, I was like face palming, like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Also, too, for me, there is absolutely zero tension in this movie because I was like, everybody's dead because
Yeah.
their wounds are ridiculous.
Oh,
and
they're
they
so-
like they would die. Infection. You're talking about getting caught in a hurricane flood. That's shit water. You're like
I'm feeling woozy here.
your bones are sticking out. At one point, the dad's arm is gone. It's like
Dude.
you're infection everywhere.
He goes-
There's just so much.
He starts with a
infection.
giant deep gouge in his fucking shoulder.
But his shirt is not torn. By the way,
Well,
she has to
like,
pull
set
his
that
shirt
aside.
aside. A gator bit him, but his shirt is fine.
It's made really
Look,
well.
he
They
gets
don't make 'em
bitten,
like
Under
and he's
the
down there
shirt.
passed out. He then breaks his leg. He then like gets almost drowned. He has to be resuscitated.
His
Then he
arm
gets his arm
ripped.
busted off, and then he uses the other arm to save her in the last
It's
second.
like that man is dead.
That is not a living man. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
her bite. No, you're infection. You're dead. Anyways, just give up. Just
Or
like the
at
gator
least
said.
I mean, it's not immediate, but it's just give
Give
up. Damn.
just lay
I don't know,
down.
but like the multiple like life threatening injuries and
Open
situations
wounds.
that they somehow get through is like, man, it's just like this feels pulpy, but like to your point, whoever it was that said it was like it wasn't like pulpy in a kind of tongue in cheek way. It was just kind of
just
it
kind
was
of bad.
trying to play it straight, and it just
Yeah,
wasn't.
like they
able to
thought
do
it made
that.
sense to be surprised that you can't drive your car right
It
now.
kind of reminds me of like an Italian film a little bit, like where the facts don't matter.
It
The vibes
it
are all
needed
that
to
matter.
have a little more of that Piranha 3D tongue in cheek.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting on it, like an anaconda, or I needed some like wacky character, or I don't know. The gators look like shit too, and there's like a million.
They're
I
doomed,
thought
yeah.
I also too like the whole nest thing. I thought it was going to be playing with the idea because they do these oh my god. At the beginning of this film, there's like 10 set up lingering shots of look at this screwdriver and look at this like swing in the backyard. I bet that's gonna come into play. Like everything that's gonna come into play is focused on significantly
really
setting
clock
this. Oh, dude, it does it with everything. But one of the things that they did that I thought was gonna play in was as she's driving down the highway, they focus on the alligator farm sign. And I was like, oh, the hurricane blows through, a bunch of gators escape from the alligator farm. That's
You got a gator cane.
that makes some
coming at
Florida
you.
sense,
Sure,
but
Makes
but
some
they
Florida
just they
sense.
just exist. There's so many gators that
They're ravenous, apparently.
yeah, they're like
I mean, that's more like I don't know. Like I don't think it's. I think it's likely to have just as likely to have a nest of gators near you as it is escaped gators from the gator zoo. Like I think that's,
but escape
Yeah.
gators from the gator zoo is more pulpy, I guess, is my
Okay,
thing. And
sure.
Yeah.
It's more
the
fun,
hurricane
maybe.
winds are blowing gators through the damn air or
I
some
don't know.
shit.
They would not be just ripping people to shreds, like swarming. They'd be like hiding, trying to
To
save their own
shreds, you
lives.
say.
The fucking
Yeah.
shreds. The other thing about this movie that bothered me is like there's like nobody dies because of the storm. They only die because they get ripped by these gators. Like nobody drowns. Like there's no down power lines or like
Oh,
no
dude.
tree limbs like impale anybody or like there's so
That's
many
the power
like
man in you speaking.
so, yeah, there's so many like other dangers that come with like a fucking Category 5 hurricane. Like nobody
Yeah.
gets thrown by the wind. There's no tornadoes.
Dude, the wind barely factors in. It really annoyed me that they
Yeah.
got to the eye of the storm and they didn't even realize like there was nothing, no like debris flying around. It just like
Yeah.
the rain stopped, and that's how you knew you were in the eye. It's like what the fuck? That's not how. That's not how. That's not the thrust of
then-
a hurricane. Is not the rain. It's the wind. Like,
Yeah, the levee breaks, and it still takes like 20 minutes for the house to flood. Like houses flood in seconds. Like when the dad measured, he takes out the measuring tape and he measures like
Yeah.
a foot of
Oh,
water
that's so
in the crawl
stupid.
space, and he's like, "We only got about another hour before this thing's totally full of water." I was like, "Dude,
No, you
that
don't.
would have been flooded like hours ago. Hours ago. It's just like
Also, he's got that shovel and never like she gets the crowbar and she starts taking apart the floor or whatever, and he never tries to use it to pry the floorboards up from the basement. I'm like, oh man.
true.
I don't know if he had it down there or
Yeah, because he
I
was
don't
banging
know.
on the pipes.
Oh, he had
No.
it, but like,
Yeah.
but they move locations a few times, and I don't remember
Yeah.
the exact like position of all that stuff. The thing is, like, it's also really hard to keep track of where they are in the crawl space.
Yeah.
They try, but it just doesn't really like visually. It doesn't read like a different location. Like I had a hard time tracking it. I would say
Yeah.
this though, the Gators the first time didn't bother me. They're CG. This time they bothered me. It was very CG, and like I don't know, like it's just not quite there, man. That's the thing is it's not quite there. And at the same, but at the same time, the positive I will say, not about the CG, but about generally the shooting is like probably the strongest thing about this movie. I think that like some of the blocking and stuff is very cinematic and nice looking. Like I think that like some of the like the establishing shots showing like the palm trees or whatever. It's like it's very expected, but it does its job. You know what I mean? Underneath, once you get in the crawl space, not so much. But
Yeah.
like seeing the tail whip around or whatever, and regardless of the CG quality, like they do a decent job of like showing what they want to like what they need to show in camera. I think or in on screen at the right time. It's got a cinematic look, is what I'm trying to get at, and I really appreciated that much. I thought the color of it looked good and things like that.
Yeah.
That's maybe where the like praise ends, though.
the
You were saying-
guys, the guys that get
Go ahead, Bob.
yeah, I think that was just another positive to tack on to Randy. The guys who get eaten in the convenience store, they're like killed where most of the gators are like it's still in the water. You don't see them too well, and I thought those kills looked really good. And that like convenience store setting with them like swimming through the aisles was like kind of unique and interesting.
The
It's like
pan
that
up,
that worked. Yeah.
like the dolly up from the guy getting fully ripped apart by lots of gators. I thought that was a great looking kill. I really
Yeah.
liked that.
Yeah.
Dude just like took two raw ass hot dogs and like slammed them. That's
Dude.
And like Yeah, dude, that was disgusting.
Why was he
somehow the grossest-
stealing dollar sunglasses? Why are you taking the
I don't.
time
I
to steal
fucking don't
dollar
know, man. Because he's an idiot, I
sunglasses?
guess. But like, even
That
idiots
sun
know
still
better than that
shines
shit.
through that Cat 5 hurricane, apparently.
God
That was
damn it.
I
enough.
don't know.
There was way too much sunlight in this movie, though, for it being a huge storm. Another
True.
Florida complaint, I guess.
I think the main actress, I think she did a good job though. Like, I
Oh.
don't think it's her fault.
I agree
I
with that.
disagree.
Oh, really? I didn't think she was doing a bad job. I just thought that this movie was like written in a very boring type of way, but I didn't think she did bad.
No, I think that the writing is largely to blame for both her and Barry Pepper's performance. I don't know what she's done. Like, I haven't seen her in anything else.
Mhm.
I've seen Barry Pepper perform really fucking well when he's given good material and given, a good director to do
Mhm.
that with him. I don't know about her, but from what I saw, like, man, she made like three faces the whole fucking movie, and like, I was not about her performance at all. It was not selling. Hard no sell for me. She's by far the weakest actor in the movie to
He's
me.
an apex predator, Randy. What do you
Dude, that
expect?
shit was so stupid.
That
Oh
was
my
very,
God, that shit
very
was so stupid. It
The
felt like a
flashback?
fucking Aja, dude. He's like stuck in 2006 or some shit. This felt like such a 2006 movie,
Dude,
man.
even I remember when the movie came out, that was one thing. I was like, the all day thing was already over at that point. It was already
all
passe.
day.
All day. And I'm like, oh, that
Apex
shit's done.
Predator all day. The flashback where he's talking to his like 7-year-old, 8-year-old daughter, and he's like, "You're an apex predator. Don't you ever forget that." I was like, "Who the fuck is
It's like
talking
you're
to their
swimming.
child like
Yeah,
that?
this is-
What?
yeah.
What is happening here? Like,
Well, Florida man, to be fair, that's not that far off.
Well, he's
to be
he's
honest.
coach dad. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that like here's the thing. Like, the way this movie is set up, like the general idea of overbearing coach dad, split with daughter after splitting with wife because he was too dedicated to pushing her over the limit or whatever, all this stuff. Like, there's something that could be made with that, but it's just done so rotely and so dully, and like every line feels like it just feels like ChatGPT wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the most obvious shit that could be said, or something cringily out of date. Like,
But
I don't
also,
know.
too,
this is what's
it,
killing me about it.
Yeah, also too, the idea of this is another thing too, Florida, I guess, gator, whatever you want to call it, but you're not gonna outswim a gator. You're
Not
not
if-
gonna
not if it wants
you're
to.
swim fast. Swim as fast as you've ever swam so you
Swim
can
at, like,
outrun this
40
gator.
miles
No,
an hour,
No,
like-
there's no way. And also too, when it bites her and she's underground, but it's not doing the death roll yet, or does it do that? I don't know. I was like, you're dead.
oh
Everybody,
yeah,
you're not
Yeah.
getting out of a gator bite.
it's
don't know, man.
the second story death roll is when that happens.
Also, too, they're too big to be hunted by gators. Gators don't hunt male adults.
No, they leave. If you leave them alone, they leave you alone. Like, you don't
The
really have to
dog. I
worry
thought
about
I
it.
thought the dog was gonna
I
got
was
that one. So
so
when
pleased that the dog did.
Yeah.
me too. I thought
because that would
they
have
were
really
setting that up.
blackened the last eye this movie had to blacken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead took the dude's arm.
when
which
she
is-
Yeah.
when she traps that gator in the plastic ass shower door, I was like, that his tail would blast through
Dude,
that
for real,
immediately.
like he
Also,
burst
too, with
through
the amount
wooden
of-
stairs
and probably
an
brick.
hour prior.
Yeah.
also the amount of water that was in there, I don't think you'd be able to close that door.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those rollers, man.
Depends on
they-
how
I
it's
mean,
Russian.
Yeah.
You got them greased up enough, they'll do anything.
Oh.
But they
Heard
really
that
are roller
before.
They'll do.
Mm.
That'll do
Great.
anything.
Grease them up enough. But yeah, this movie also too, I really didn't know that it was, I mean, I guess I should have assumed it was set in Florida, but like them starting off in Gainesville, I was like, whoa, I wasn't prepared to go home today.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
like
just
the-
kind of shocking to see the UNF. I mean, not UNF. Oh
Mhm.
Jesus, the
UF.
UF, the Gator symbol, and like her wearing the sports hoodie or whatever with the name on it. It was just, and then driving down, the highway, and
we just don't get a lot of that very
Yeah.
direct reference like that. And that's the thing, is like this movie, because it is making very hard direct references to Florida specific shit, it makes all the inconsistencies and weird things stand out. It's like I'm grading a book report on Florida from a middle schooler. It doesn't feel like it feels like they're trying to make it authentic, but they're not they're not doing all
This
the
is a
diligence they should be
Frenchman.
doing.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
this
Right.
these people have never seen a flood or a gator before in their lives. Like it feels very
This is
clear.
a Frenchman, a British woman, and a
Canadian man.
Jesus,
Sarah Pepper.
talking about Florida. You don't know
Yeah.
Talking
shit.
about some Florida. I'm sick
Who's
of all these
daddy's little
non-Florida
apex predator?
trying to be them apex predator. Talking about some apex
God.
predator down in Florida. That's my Uncle Baby Billy for no reason.
That's pretty good. Everybody knows a true Florida man would just start shooting, just start blasting at the hurricane. That's how you
Just start
dissipate it.
blasting.
That's how you get
Oh,
rid of it.
yeah, you just blast those gators right out of the sky before they reach the water. That's how you get them.
That's what you do.
Oh yeah.
There's what all the helicopters just flying around in this hurricane also
Yeah.
blew my mind. Like they would never do that because you would just die.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
yeah, it's
category
instant death.
5 hurricane.
It's a-
and it's a helicopter. The most
Yeah.
unstable thing
Kind of-
flying through the sky.
It kind of depends on the stability of air around it
Yes.
on every functional level. Like,
Jurassic Park taught us that. But yeah, and also God, when this movie ended, I was like, that's it. It was just so unsatisfying. I don't know. It just kind of everything about this movie just kind of happened. And every time I was just so underwhelmed by everything.
I think they could have done like I was saying before, like the actual like nuts and pieces of there are nuggets of interesting like character development or whatever. They're trying, it's just not landing. And like if they had somehow reworked it to where it was like landing, the emotional story was working, the acting was better, the fucking lines weren't cringeworthy, then maybe I could forgive like a little bit of a thud ending or whatever, and not like doing no follow up or anything like that, no epilogue or anything. But I like at this point, like if you're gonna just do all that shit and do it kind of like poorly, at least let me see like what the real conclusion is. Like show me like how they recover or whatever. Give me a little bit of something. So, like make me feel better about this. I guess I wanted to see the dog happy again. That's what I wanted. Sugar
We need a
deserves
happy
better.
dog. Love a happy dog. Yeah.
I was looking, so Asha like did some rewrites for this, but I was looking, the writers are some brothers that have interesting names, so I don't think they're from Florida either. So yeah, I don't
Interesting
know.
I read some bit of trivia where the original draft was gonna introduce the Gators in like the third act, and he wanted to bring him in much earlier and make it more action heavy, which sounds like a decent idea, but
Mhm.
they just
I mean,
don't
I can only
look very
imagine.
good.
I don't know, man. I struggled with it. I could see them like doing better with the human element of the story that way. But that's not a guarantee that it's going to be better based on what we've seen in the human element from this movie. So like don't have a lot of faith that it would add more. Instead, I think it might have dragged the movie down even further. Like thank God there was like a lot of like fucking scenes of fucking gators bursting out of nowhere. I will say like the fucking the Wayne or whatever, like the cop whose name we knew, like leaning over the water in the base or in the crawl space or whatever and looking out and asking, like doing whatever, and then just getting snatched up. That was kind of fun and funny. Like I wish there was more like that going on. So like I think the action is maybe what made it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't have a lot going for it in my opinion.
It's got that deep blue sea like moments like you would see in Deep Blue Sea, but in between those moments it does just try to take itself way too seriously. If they hammed it up, this could have been way more fun. And in a situation like that, I think I personally tend to be more forgiving on like doo-doo CGI because like you don't have to be scared by
Yeah,
it.
if it's
'cause
fun,
Yeah.
It needs to be more silly for me to not give a shit about shitty CGI, because it's not so bad that you know, if you're having a good time with it, then it doesn't matter. But when that's all
Yeah,
there is, then you're like, oh,
it's
Yeah.
not like it's Velocipaster level or like fucking
No.
Sharknado level CG. This is better than that. I would say it's like near passable.
it's
But like you
yeah.
said, like you need it. You need the either the serious side of things to really work, or you need it the silly side of things to really work in order for you to gloss over that. Otherwise, it's kind of in this uncanny valley of tone. Like it doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to the eye.
Mm, yeah.
Gator Kane.
Oh
boy.
god.
Boys are here to play.
You know what though? I was kind of I've never really thought about it before, but when those people were like stealing shit during the hurricane, I was like, hey, you know what? That's not a too bad idea because everything's gonna get flooded anyways. No, like who's gonna say something wasn't
insured,
stolen?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ATM
Might as well go
machines
looting.
are
Might as well get some half-cooked roller dogs. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
And some dollar sunglasses.
they're
Jeez.
still
Yeah.
good.
And
I
some
think those-
unactivated gift cards.
You sell them on eBay to, idiots for half price, and then there
There
you
you
go.
go.
I guess.
Those ATM machines, I think, weigh a fuck ton.
Yeah, you
Dude,
would
I was
not.
like,
them-
you
no,
will not
me
get that
too.
into a fucking like
Tiny ass
what is that?
aluminum John boat. That thing would
Right.
sink immediately. Like,
Yes, I also thought that. I love how
Also-
like all of our critiques have to do with like stealing shit and how that's not like
I don't know. Like,
plausible.
but- well, I mean, the thing is, like, the movie leans into like for all its faults of realism, it is trying to be realistic. So, like, it's the movie's fault. Like, the movie
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
us to take it seriously, wants its internal logic to make sense, and it just fucking doesn't. It's fucking ill-informed shit or like half-baked at best. Like, they do sink that John boat. They like the Gator does when they're like he's attacking the first girl or whatever that's on the boat or whatever. He's like sinking the goddamn boat. And yet
That's-
it's just fine later. Like, I don't,
Well, that's what was fucking stupid too, is because that's like the first kills we see is somebody's safe in a boat and they get eaten anyways. No problem.
Yeah.
Easily grabbed and eaten. So when she's like in flooded house and she's trying to like step on the table and she's where I was like,
right.
they would just eat
right.
you. There's no tension here. Like, they overtook a boat, a secured boat, and you're stepping on a table that's already underwater anyway. Like, what are they trying to sell here? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
what are you doing? What are you
What
doing?
are you doing to me,
When-
guy?
When she drops her phone and then goes like well out of her way to take the long way around to get it to be as safe as possible, and then just makes a call right out in the open to 911, I was like, why are you doing that? Just
Oh, speaking
get
of
to
the phone,
safety first. Like that
Yeah,
shit drove
it's-
me nuts.
speaking of the phone, the fucking Gator underwater crunches it with his foot.
I forgot about
Let's just
that.
ponder that for a second.
It's a very
The
heavy
gate-
foot.
Oh my!
It's a
Yeah,
big
you
gator,
coulda-
but
you
it's
could-
underwater. It can float.
You could
Like,
yeah, you
what-
you drop it in the
It has no
water.
lever.
That's it. The phone's
That's
done.
all you have to say, it's
drop
into
it
the
in
water.
Yeah.
the water. I'm sorry, I'm turning into fucking Don Vito over here.
But it's you got to do the crunch. It's so
Uh.
silly. It really feels like 2006 bullshit. It really feels like cheesy, groan worthy, like type of shit. Yeah, it's kind of baffling that this was made in 2019. Honestly,
Yeah.
They really went for it, and I don't know. There's still something about this movie that I feel like does have like I don't like. I didn't enjoy it the second time. I did enjoy it the first time. And I think that's worth saying and worth repeating. Like it was enjoyable, surprisingly so. This time around, it was not, but it was also like not. I don't know. It wasn't without its fun. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I had more fun with this than I do with a lot of like say the Giallo movies we watch or whatever.
well, sure, yeah,
It's not a high bar.
watchable. Yeah,
It's yeah, exactly. It's watchable. That's where
it's
I'm going. Yeah.
passable. It's just that everything is so cookie cutter, and I
Yes,
think I
absolutely.
do think being from Florida gives it that extra negative because everything is so cookie cutter that the things that they're saying are like, well, that's bullshit. But there's nothing to distract me from that. There's nothing for me
Right.
to grab my attention and put it elsewhere than to say like, well, this is kind of bullshit, and
I
that
think it's
doesn't
kind of a
make
negative
lick
and a
sense.
positive though, because it keeps me engaged. The
I
rage
guess.
bait of it keeps me engaged with the movie. A
It's
little bit.
all wrong.
This time around, that's more of what I got out of it. It was just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, right, Beck? And Beck's like, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Every time something new got totally flooded out, but that crawl space was dry, I just like got more and more angry. I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like it
It's
would
on
be
a hill,
underwater.
Bob.
Apparently, when they drive up to it, it's not, but when they go underneath it, boom, huge hill, huge
Dude,
hill.
yeah.
Yeah.
What to get?
This I don't know that I have anything else to say. Do you guys have anything else you need to say about
Gator.
Go Gator. I was trying to
Go
think of like the
Gator.
best kills of like different. I definitely think the cop getting pulled. I think that was the one that kind of stands out the most to me.
I think it's the guy, the looter getting ripped apart, but
Oh yeah,
close
by a
second
bunch
is
of
that
different
one.
by a
Yeah.
bunch of gators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The looter
the swarm.
sequence was pretty
Yeah.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so
I don't
many
know, like, I was
gators.
very
Where
pleased
all
with-
these gators come from?
We need to like make a gif of that gator bursting through the stairs.
That's
Like,
why. That's why also it would make sense more if they got out of the alligator farm because there's so many gators in one place. But why are there just so many ravenous gators hanging out in a hurricane?
at that house.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I don't
kind of
know.
wish there was
Like,
a. I kind of wish there was
dozens
like
of them.
there was a mutation element to it or something.
Maybe
like, that could have been fun as
something. Or,
fuck.
like make them bigger. Yeah, make them. Well, I mean, I guess that's like Placid
Well,
style.
maybe it
but
just
yeah.
makes them like ill-tempered
Alligator
or something.
did that.
Like, yeah, like makes them like want
Yeah.
to kill whatever for like indiscriminately. Sure.
It's just so stupid.
chud
Like, why are
gators.
there dozens
Right.
of gators in this hurricane that just can't wait to rip you apart?
Gator Bay.
Gator
They were
bait.
they were
Roll
trying to throw a
Tide.
hurricane party at the house and the humans ruined it. They showed up and ruined it.
Oh
right.
my god. Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb.
Gator
Florida boys
bait.
complained for an hour.
I know. You're welcome.
I don't know,
I
man.
guess. All right, let's go ahead and rate this thing out of 5. Rand Diesel, how do you feel about Crawl?
In spite of all that we've said, I still can't help but have part of me that enjoyed watching this movie even the second time a little bit the more I think of it, but like for totally different reasons and not nearly as much. I don't know, man. I feel like the biggest thing this movie gets wrong is the human story, which is just dog shit to the point where even I consider Barry Pepper to be a decent actor, gets dragged down into like fucking like Lifetime original level fucking dialogue and terrible fucking very obvious exposition. And the girl like really like, what's her name? I don't know. I just don't. The performance did not work for me, man. Like it was amateurish seeming to me. And a lot of that probably was the writing as well. So I don't know, man. Like those things really drag it down, but there's something that I still kind of like, and I think it's mostly the action, those kills that we mentioned, and the just general like look and shooting of things. Like the CG notwithstanding, the way things are blocked and the way things like are shown on screen and established, whether or not they're established too heavily, I think each shot taken out of context looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it I think I'm gonna give it a 2. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not medium, but it's certainly not good. But it's not a 1. I don't
Kind
think
of
for me.
loose.
I would say medium to loose. Like I
It's a
said,
loose deuce from Rand
It
Deuce.
is.
We
It's
got it.
sliding right
The
out.
loosest deuce from Rand Deuce.
There you go.
All right.
Soju, how do you feel?
Yeah, you know what? We laid into this movie a lot, but a couple things I'll say to kind of echo Randy's sentiment a bit there is, you know what, this might be a good movie to watch with someone who doesn't really like horror or can't really watch horror, but you know, wants some tension or wants a little bit of those scares, because it's nothing supernatural. You know, people have maybe some trouble with like Ghost or demons or something like that, but it's got something where there's a threat and kind of reminds me of The Gray a little bit. It's probably something you could watch with family or watch with dad or, throw on with someone who's not a horror hound, but you want to share some time with. It's probably good for that. And it's
a good family watch.
well, it's medium enough to where if it's on, it's not like pissing me off, it's just kind of boring. It's just not really special, but it's like so terrible. I think the performances are not good, but they're fine enough to get through an hour film, and like the sequences are not particularly exciting or interesting, but they're kind of good enough to get through an hour film, so it's not
Mediocrity, baby.
it's not the worst thing I've seen, and it's not offensive. It's just not special at all. So yeah, I think I'll echo Randy and give it 2 as well. Bob, out of 5, I'm gonna rate Crawl.
Crawl.
Crawling
Yeah.
in my skin.
Crawling in
These dreams.
this movie is like on its face sounds like such a good time, and I think what you get is just kind of a wet fart version of what the movie could have been.
Yeah.
It just sounds so rad. But they just try and take it a little too seriously, and I think the writing's pretty bad, and like the logic of it just doesn't really make any sense. Like they could have got stuck in the attic and they would have made sense if that happens to people, and like why in the crawl space? I mean, I know the movie's called Crawl, but it's so big you don't have to crawl. It cracked me up when like she first got down there and was crawling on her hands and knees. I was like, you can walk. And then she just starts walking after a few minutes. I was like, why? Just because it's called Crawl. I don't know. Shit like that is just you're like, you can do a little better. I know you can. I've seen Alex Ajaw's other shit, and like he can do way better.
Sometimes.
A lot of Florida ass complaints. But yeah, ultimately it's just shitty CG gator action and bad writing. I mean, I echo what you guys are saying. Like there is a certain element of like, but it's fine. Like if somebody wanted to watch it, sure, why not? It's fine enough. So like I think we're all just gonna sit at a solid 2 even on this.
Yeah.
2 out of
Wow,
5.
There we go.
Seems reasonable.
I think I'm at the point where I'm not an aha head.
Yeah, I was looking.
I'm not on
He
board.
did that space one, which was definitely better. But yeah,
what
other
was
than that
not
space
Life,
one,
the other one,
Oxygen, I think.
Oxygen. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oxygen,
I forgot he did that.
High Tension, Oxygen. Those are movies that I consider all right. Maybe not on revisit. Who
I haven't
knows,
seen
but
Horns. That had
haven't
what's his
either.
name in it,
Radcliffe.
right? Yeah,
Daniel
her
Radcliffe.
father. Yeah.
That movie kind of has similar. It's like got good moments, but at the end of it, you're like, that could have been better. Kind of like this. Like,
Yeah, he was a producer on P Deuce, but he didn't direct it.
ooh, P Deuce.
Mirrors. The Hills Have Eyes. I do not care for.
Yeah. So
Piranha
he's
3D I have not
pretty hit or
seen.
miss. Mostly
So there's
miss.
I'm gonna say like Oxygen's all right. Crawl is like a 2. We gave it a 2.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Horns might
Never
be
Let Go. I'm not
okay.
familiar with. Horns might be okay. Piranha 3D. You guys tell me because I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Hills
I
Have
think I've
Eyes is
seen
a
bits. It's
big
hard to
skip
get
for
through
me.
that one. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
he did something last year called Never Let Go, which I never heard of. So I'm assuming it's probably not very good.
Oh, that's the one with Halle Berry. Okay,
Oh,
that's the one with
no.
Halle Berry, and she has kids, and they have to stay tethered to a rope in their remote cabin, or else they face some sort of evil danger.
Never saw
I don't
that.
know. Never
even
saw it.
heard
I
of
was a little
that.
intrigued by it, but a little bit less so now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
there you go.
We gave it a 2 out of 5. Let's jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment, see what the critics and users think about.
Certified.
All right, gents. This is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these folks guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Crawl. We're going to start as we always do with the Tomatometer, which has 212 reviews, and then move over to the Poopometer, or the users with 5,000 plus verified ratings. So, again, 212 reviews for the Tomatometer for the critics. I'll start with Bob tonight. Bob, where do you think those critics are going to land? What's the aggregate?
That is an interesting question, Rand Diesel. How many of them are from Florida?
Very philosophical.
I'll take comedy number 69, please.
All right, 69 dudes. Got it. Juice, how about you?
Yeah, this is tough because I feel like most of these reviews are going to come out or would have been written when this movie came out. And like both of you remembered it more positively. And I'm going to kind of lean into that. So I'm going to bump it up a scotch and say 75.
75. All right. Well, the correct answer is pretty decently far away from the closest answer, which is 9 percentage points difference. The correct answer is 84%. Certified fresh. Soju's walking away with this one. I was a little blown away to see that number.
That's kind of nuts. Yeah. I don't know why everyone was so positive at the beginning. Something about it. Something about 2019. Maybe COVID ruined it.
Maybe it was just like maybe it was a year filled with like really heavy horror. That seems like it could have been.
You know what? I bet it is. I think the COVID paradox, maybe the movie was better back in 2019, but now we're in some alternate universe where it's worse. You see,
it was better, and there's no residue of it being better. But
yeah, you're right. You're onto it.
See, you gotta have that big brain thinking there. You gotta really look past the bullshit and really
do your own research.
You gotta do your own. You gotta be a thinker.
Get into numerology,
Yeah.
69. Oh, wow, that's almost 666. Oh. Sign of the devil. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
Let's move on.
You gotta
exactly
be
that.
numbers, and
you gotta be numbers.
You gotta do the numbers. You gotta say
it's not the numer.
There it is. I was like,
I knew. I saw you waiting.
He's drawing.
Bob was like,
damn.
I was like, I think it's coming here.
Honey,
like
you've got a big storm coming.
Halloween Horror Nights, just waiting for somebody to fucking yell hell skeet at me.
It is a horror. All right. Let's jump over to the Poopometer, the 5,000 plus verified user ratings. We're going to go in reverse order on this one. Soju, what are you thinking for this?
Probably lower. Probably, I would think. But I don't know. I think this is so medium enough. And like I said, I think people not into horror are maybe going to be coming into this and be maybe more forgiving. So I'll stick with the 75.
75. All right. Bobby, can you give it to me?
So that we can
today
77. I'll take a 77.
Oh wow.
Okay, all right. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a ringy dingy on this one. Someone got it right on the pinpoint. And that particular pinpoint's gonna be 75%. Soju's walking away this week.
Fuck.
Oh, that's a hell you sweeping some yeets this week.
Vengeance will be mine, blowhole.
Blowhole. Both of those numbers are quite high.
Yeah.
I agree, but at least 75% from users I could see.
Yeah, like I said, I think, people like general audiences are more coming into this and being fine with
Less
it.
nerdy folks than us.
Yeah.
I could see just being like, that was pretty good.
It's a popcorn movie.
Hell, that was us, for fuck's sake. At one point in our lives.
I was really basing it off of y'all's initial reactions.
Then you got to put your big brain on and analyze it.
Yeah,
think about that
Mandela effect,
What about that Mandela effect? Tell me more about that.
Well, you see, Randy, there's this shift that happened when they turned on that particle accelerator, you see, and everything after that has shifted us into a new alternate reality where everything is just a little bit worse. Sometimes a
Oh.
lot worse.
It's the kind of place where people yell "Hell Skeet." I understand.
See, back before the particle accelerator was turned on, I said something else that was.
Oh, that everybody loved it.
Okay.
Universally beloved, shot us into the stratosphere. We were very famous in this.
It was on
alternate
T-shirts,
universe.
Oh, yeah.
blimps.
Can't believe we haven't noticed this before.
I was like a Bart Simpson type character, see,
Oh.
but now hearing this shitty.
Don't have a cow, man. It was that level
exactly.
for sure.
Cowabunga, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Hmm. All right, yeah. Let's go ahead real quick. The critics' consensus does read as follows: an action-packed creature feature that's fast, terrifying, and benefits greatly from a completely game Kaya Scodelario. There we go.
Scodelario.
Crawl is a fun throwback with just enough self-awareness
Numbers.
to work. There it is. So I don't know, man.
Terrifying. What?
Seems pretty generous, and I think
That is quite generous.
I think that matches our rating. Let's go ahead and read some negative reviews so we can hear what our fellow haters have to say about this movie. Let's see. This is fun. This one just reads episode 42, Crawl, the last black man in San Francisco, Chernobyl, Midsummer. So somebody just put in their episode notes for their podcast instead of a quote, I guess.
Oh my god.
Or auto pulled that. I don't know. It just made me laugh.
Cool.
All right, one more. A hopelessly conventional horror B movie built on hurricanes, cardboard characters, and computer-generated alligators.
Yes.
Give this man an award.
Yes.
That's correct on all
Yeah.
fronts. Yeah. Okay, and here's one more, just because this is also pretty good. Crawl isn't a film off which to base any logical deductions. It's also not a film you should see sober or at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
True.
Yes.
Make yourself a Category 5 hurricane while you watch this movie.
Oof. We are
There
not
you go.
putting
I
this
mean,
one on the straight
here's the
chilling
thing.
calendar.
I would watch this movie during a hurricane party with friends, getting
Same.
drunk.
That
I
is
would do.
Maybe,
the perfect
maybe.
situation.
I think it's a great situation to watch this movie
Yeah.
with a bunch of Florida boys who are just
I'd rather
hunkering.
throw on booties, but which
You
was
can
also
double
on
feed
the
hurricane
wall.
party.
As long as you got power, you can watch whatever you like.
As
That's
long as
true.
you have
And
power
Bob's out
during
there
a Category
working it up.
5 hurricane.
I know, you better start them early. Fire
This is
up
what
that Jenny.
Bob's looking for tips right now. He's trying to get them donations for his utility work.
Give me that rangy dang, I'll get you back.
Mm-hmm.
We got a fuckload of trivia. Let's
Cool.
do it.
All right.
It's totally time for trivia.
All right, there, boys. This $15 million budget for this movie. It grossed $91 million at the box office. Not too bad there. It was also produced by Sam Raimi, which I had forgotten about that.
I saw his name in the credits, and that got
Yeah.
me even more excited.
Yeah.
It feels like the kind of thing he'd produce. I mean, like he
Yeah.
likes like pretty insular stories that are just like what they are on the surface.
Sure.
Doesn't need a whole lot of tinkering. This movie needed some tinkering, but it makes sense that he's involved. It just seems like
It would have been more fun if he
roll the
directed it.
dice on.
Yes.
I agree.
I believe.
I
believe
totally
that.
agree with that. The fucking gator would puke guts all over or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah. This was shot primarily in a warehouse in Belgrade, Serbia over 41 days. It's the first Paramount film to ever be shot in Serbia.
Hey, congrats, I guess.
I guess.
Weird.
They did some additional filming in the United States around the Tampa Bay, St. Pete area.
A
as
little
well.
like Tampa Bay.
Yeah, with the trees and the roads.
There's one place missing though.
I met somebody the other day who I think she said she lived in Winter Haven or something, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
weird.
That's great.
In
You're in
Korea.
Korea.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, you remember we saw somebody wearing a Jaguars jersey when we
Yeah.
were there.
Yeah.
Walking down the street,
Even
and I said, "Hey, go Jags!" just to like strike up a conversation. He acted like he had no fucking idea what I was saying to him. I think he might have just gotten a
Might not
shot.
have.
last year when I was in Busan, I was wearing my Jags jersey, and somebody was like, "Oh, we're from Jacksonville." I was like, "What the fuck?" In Busan, not even in Seoul.
That's crazy. Wow.
What the fuck?
Get out of here.
Goddamn.
There could be only one. The boys are here to play.
We're here to play.
Uh,
baby.
They had some practical gators, including the baby gators. They were created for like maybe 4 or 5 takes. The rest of them were all CG gators, and they used Serbian stuntmen wearing green spandex suits in place of the gators.
Oh God.
Divers recreating gator movements underwater, and even Alex Aja holding a pole attached to a pillow wrapped in green fabric that the actors were just reacting to.
I mean,
You do what you
it's
gotta do.
good to know that this is still not the worst Serbian film.
What
Yeah.
is the worst Serbian film? Would you
That's
say?
for you to find out. Do a little research. I'm sure you'll stumble upon it.
Hey, we reviewed it. Check it out.
We did
Episode-
review that. Jesus.
Episode like
Mhm.
180 something. It was forever ago.
We
Boys, we're
subjected
in,
our boy
like-
Mikey to it, if I remember.
I think
he
he picked
subjected
it.
us
I
to
think
it.
he
Yeah.
picked
Oh,
it.
that's what it was. Okay.
Mm.
And that's why we subjected him to many other films that
Yeah.
most people should
Yeah.
not watch.
Boys, this is
Yeah.
like 531 or something. We're almost halfway to 600.
Well,
Oh,
more than
Jesus.
halfway. But of this 100, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, of this one, yeah. 30%, boys. Here we go.
God
math.
damn.
31.
God damn.
They built 7 water tanks for this movie, which were filled simply to carry water. 4 were used for each section of the house, and a larger 3-meter tall, 60-meter by 80-meter tank was used for the neighborhood. According to the Serbian Film Commission, most of the film was shot after the house was flooded with the main water tank. They used roughly 5 million liters of water a day.
Oh
Which
my
is-
God.
It's like a lot of waste.
That was another thing I was thinking when I was watching this. I was like, this looks miserable to film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Look, I mean, yeah, I give credit to actors being willing to be submerged in water longer than David fucking Blaine just to get the shot.
Ugh.
You know?
Yeah, your girl Scodelario, she said it was the most physically demanding shoot of her entire career. She's, quote, "I was broken at the end of every day. We were shooting 16 to 18 hours a day. I was
Oh
on
my
set all day." She lost 12 pounds while shooting the movie.
Ooh.
She is
Broke a finger.
thin.
Yeah, she's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got beat up. She was out there doing it, putting in the
Jesus.
work. Aja said they had several
Respect.
discussions on whether or not the dog would live or die. They had several scenarios involving a gator biting the dog's tail off, main character feeding the dog to the gator to escape,
Oh,
What the fuck?
what?
even the
No.
dog sacrificing itself to save its owners. But they went with a
I
happy
thought
ending
they might go
instead.
that route.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the route I kind of expected them to go. And I'm man, if they killed the dog or like had the
I would've been
fucking
mad.
lead kill the dog, then this movie suddenly becomes
Yeah,
a
who
one-star movie.
throws their That's
Like
terrible.
what fucking absolute monster? What sort of Christy Gnome ass motherfucker is gonna do that shit?
Oh man.
Apparently, the design of the gators were based on a stuffed Mississippi alligator. Look at that, even go with the Florida gator. Located at the American Museum of Natural History, and a sheltered gator in Miami called Godzilla. So I guess they did
Oh.
use one Florida gator. Thank you.
We just paid $12,000.
Worth it. Your
Yes.
Patreon dollars at work.
10 years of Patreon dollars.
20.
Out the-
we just
out
haven't.
the
We're
door.
we're actually in the hole.
In August of 2024, Paramount greenlit a sequel titled Crawl 2. The
Deuce.
IMDb plot
Oh
says,
no.
in New York City, a
Oh.
family's survival skills are put to the ultimate test as they navigate the urban wilderness.
You
Sweet.
know what
You know
though?
what's
I mean, gators
Oh, my
in the
God.
sewers and stuff. I mean, at least that sounds like, urban legends.
Watch
and-
Alligator then.
Yeah.
Watch, watch Alligator. But also, what's crazy is I was going to talk about this in what you've been watching, but immediately after this, Beck threw on A Quiet Place day one, and I like there's a few moments where they're like basically swimming in fucking flooded subway tunnels, and I was like, this is somehow grosser than Florida swamp water. But yeah, essentially kind of
way worse.
A little similar, some similarities there. So like if you aggregated those two movies together, I would basically have that Crawl 2 pitch done.
Crawl Deuce. So since 1948, when officials began tracking alligator bites involving people in Florida, there have been 487 unprovoked bites throughout 2024, according to Florida Wildlife
400
Control.
in 2024 alone?
No. Since they started tracking them in 1948. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, so in 80 years, there's been 400.
Yeah, not a ton.
Gotcha.
Only 27 were ever fatal. So it's pretty rare that somebody dies from a random gator attack.
Yeah.
5 per year. That's not much.
That's nothing, baby.
That's nothing. I get bitten 5 times on my way to work every day.
Well, no, 27 fatal since the year 1948. So that is not 5 a year. That's,
No, he was saying
attacks.
the 400, the attacks.
Oh, okay.
Averaged
Okay,
out.
I gotcha. Gotcha.
You got to get on that numerology.
We're not
Bob.
numerologists, Bob.
Come on.
I gotta unlock my brain.
Those are rookie numbers.
You gotta really think. You gotta be a thinker, Bob. You're
Rookie.
Gotta be a
obviously
real
not
thinker.
a thinker.
That's how you pump and dump.
Okay.
You want to be a dumper?
Oh.
You want to be a dumper, Bob? You gotta be a thinker.
Now I'm
Always
getting-
be dumping.
Gotta do it.
I'm putting that on a
ABD.
bumper sticker.
ABD says Randy. Always be dumping.
Always be dumping. Dumping is for winners.
Hell yeah. I've got some other random statistics here about hurricanes. Hurricanes are way more deadly than any gator attacks. Like, you know, tens, dozens, sometimes hundreds of people die from hurricanes in Florida a year. This is the last bit that I'll have here just to cut it kind of short. So the category 1 through 5 system for hurricanes, it's based on the wind speed is how the categories are broken up. So Cat 1 is 74 to 95 miles an hour. Cat 2 is 96 to 110. Category 3 is 111 through 129. Category 4 is 130 through 156. Category 5 is 157 miles an hour or above. So
damn,
helicopters are not
during
flying.
a category 5.
Yeah,
The most safe place for you to be is on your roof.
Yeah. So there you go. There's some random information for you there. Let's
Whoa.
go and jump over into our cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juice, what is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Cooter's character type in a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviancy, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. We going Gators, boys. Gator hunting.
Well, they look like shit. They got the looking attire for sure.
They are sexually promiscuous gators. We all know
Whoa.
I mean,
that. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a cooter in this, but like as you, I was thinking, ready to be like, I don't know, is there one? Probably not. But as you started listing the points, I was like, is there an argument for dad? Probably. He's the only sexual being in the entire movie, so there's that. There's
he was sexual?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
he grows his fucking goatee for online dating. That's as far as it goes.
I was like, what? Gross.
I'm just trying my best to
What
find
a
the best
deviant.
candidate. I know. I'm not saying
Lock
it's a good
him
point,
up.
but I am saying it's
Online
the closest to a good
dater.
point. You know, what a fucking creep.
Ladies are looking for
Manipulation, I
that
don't know.
mustache ride, you know.
Smug arrogance, like the
It's gotta
manipulation
grow
with
out
smug
the
arrogance. the shitty, like him being a shitty dad about being a coach to the point where his wife leaves him. I don't know. Pathetic, maybe. I don't know.
Pathetic
I don't
writing.
know.
Like that was just.
That's the thing is like I think none of this really holds water, but I'm just really trying to make the best case for
Heyo,
anybody.
Randy.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't doesn't hold the water.
Crawl
Oh,
is
I-
alligatoring in the.
Well, I'm gonna go smear some mud on my ass.
I think Barry Pepper
Death
got bitten
rolling
from
into
trying
theaters.
to, yeah, trying to give a handy J to the croc.
Whoa, that's why they took his arm.
Deviants. Yep.
Handy
We need
J
this more than you.
to
do.
the that gator bait, eh? You know what I'm
That
saying?
is. He's giving a whole new meaning to the word.
Oh,
Go Gator, go
I
Gator.
don't know. There's no cooters in this. This is like even
Yeah,
the
there's no
fucking
people
burglars.
in this. Yeah.
Even the burglars are not hitting cooter vibes anyway. To me,
Well,
mean,
I don't know. Maybe the
Just
dude's
raw
stealing
dog
the
and the
hot
hot dog.
dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
that guy.
gross, but it's
he's-
gross.
He's pathetic because he's stealing dollar sunglasses in the middle of a,
Yeah,
Category
but he
5
does look-
hurricane.
I guess
He does look really cool after he puts them on. Though.
He does
So
not.
that
So
cancel
looking
out.
attire and patheticness.
Oh, he looks really cool.
Smug arrogance, maybe.
I don't know, man.
It's a stretch. We're just, I don't think so.
Oh, too bad.
Cooter
Maybe
free.
Sugar's a cooter. We just can't tell.
That dog was just dry humping the gators, and that's why this whole thing started.
That dog's a
Sugar is a
world-class gooner.
stripper's name. I mean,
Shit. What, you
Sure.
hating on sex workers now? Come on.
no,
Um,
I never would.
Sugar
never-
Gator is
Never would
my
do that.
stage name.
Sugar Gator.
Come make
No,
it
we don't-
rain.
We don't
Like
usually
a
stay on the rails,
hurricane.
but this is pretty far afield
Yeah,
from the rails.
we're off.
Rock me a Cat 5 while I'm on stage, and then dollar bills, y'all.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying? Okay, that's no cooter this week. Let's talk about what we've been watching, boys.
Okay, let's do just that.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Rand Diesel, what you been watching?
Yeah, so we got a little bit of backup here from a few weeks. So I did finish up The Rehearsal. What an interesting fucking show. Very, very strange fucking show. I really like it. Fielder is a madman, and I don't necessarily mean that entirely complimentary or entirely derivatively, or whatever, negatively. What a strange fucking show. I started watching a British comedy sketch type, not sketch, but British comedy show called Taskmaster, which I had heard people talk about quite a bit, and I think is making a big surge in the States now for the same reason that I watched it for the first time, which is that Jason Mantzoukas is one of the contestants. It's a 5-person contestant show hosted by Greg Davies, the English comedian, and they devise like really bizarre, pointless tasks for these comedians to do, and then they get graded based on their performance or whatever. And it's very light and silly and fun and stupid, and I like it. I've come to like it quite a lot. I've watched all, I think, 6 or 7 episodes that are available, and they're all free on YouTube. So, or at least this season so far has been. So I'm gonna probably go back in the catalog. It's like 19 seasons in. This show's been on for fucking ever, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, I like it. I mentioned already that I watched A Quiet Place Day 1, which I think might be my favorite of the bunch. I was always a little bit split on the first 2 movies. This one cut a lot of the dross out of it for my tastes, and I love Lupita Nyong'o. She's great. Fear Street Prom Queen, I mentioned that already. Watched that for the Plug It Up episode with Caitlin, and yeah, you can hear my opinion on that there. Let's see, and then last but not least, I did actually get to go to a fun concert, I should say, this like a week from Saturday, of the Avett Brothers, who I haven't seen live since Shaky Knees, and I actually haven't actively listened to in many years. I was expecting to hear a lot of songs I didn't know, and I heard almost all songs that I fucking know by heart, and I was like, man, I was way more into this band than I remember being. And I had a really good time, despite the fact that it was an outdoor venue, the Wolf Trap Amphitheater, for those who know about that. And it got like torrential downpour right before the first band started playing, and we almost left. I was soaked for most of that show.
That sucks.
But it actually turned out really nice, and I don't regret staying at all. So that was great. And last but not least, I'm still working through Echoes of Wisdom. I've been picking it up here and there when I've been able to find time, which has been very limited recently. And I still love this game. It's a really, really fun game, and I'm really excited to play it on the Switch too, that I purchased against better judgment. So I'm gonna try that out probably tonight. That's it.
Sweet deal. Juice, what you been watching?
I watched that new Predator movie, Killer of Killers. It's animated. It's on Hulu right now. And yeah, it kind of goes off the premise of the last film, but it splits. It's kind of like anthology though, so it's got predators fighting like Vikings and samurai and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a mini cast on that. But yeah,
I think series or a movie.
It's a movie.
It is a movie. Okay.
Yeah, it's split into like eras. 3 different segments. Okay. Yeah, it's like a little anthology deal. But yeah, I think I probably would have preferred them to just kind of be their own movies. Really it made me want, when I was watching the Viking segment, really made me want to watch Vikings, the show, which was really good. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a mini cast on that. I thought it was pretty decent watch. And I started watching that new Captain America movie, and it just could not hold my attention. It's like streaming on Disney, and like I got maybe 20 minutes and I was like, geez, I don't know how Marvel got so bad. I can't.
It's a rough one.
It's damn, dude. It's just so not interesting.
Fantastic Four picks up some steam, I guess, but
it hasn't released yet.
I guess I've been hearing preview people then.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic that they're going with Fantastic Four. I'm definitely intrigued. Yeah. I hope it's better. And I actually heard that Rob liked that Thunderbolts movie, so I'll wait for that to come out on streaming.
Yeah,
but
that was solid.
Yeah, but this Cast America, man, dude, I just fucking couldn't give a shit at all. So didn't finish that. I went to Super Mario World at Universal. Well, I mean, I went to Universal Studios in Japan, and but mostly I went to go to Nintendo Land or whatever. And it was really funny because I don't know how new it is, but it's still really popular. And I had to show up like 2.5 hours early before opening, and I still wasn't like first in line or whatever. But it was fine. I was traveling by myself, and when they finally let us in, people were like running. It's like in the back of the park to get there. I got like some quick video of people running, and since I was by myself, like I didn't really want to, but I was like, fuck it, like I'm by myself and I don't give a fuck what anybody hears. So I was like running, and I just like it was so funny and ridiculous to me that I was just laughing hysterically like as I'm running. I hope somebody out there has this video of just this random dude like
losing his shit.
Yeah, it was really cool though. I will say it was really, really cool.
I think that one's been open for like 3 years
maybe. But they still don't have it in Orlando, right? They don't have
no
Nintendo.
They do.
It just opened.
Oh really? Okay,
it's part of the new park. They just opened.
I gotcha. But I will say it was like really cool. I mean I'm not crazy about theme parks, but it was just a lot of fun to spend some time in there, and the rides were pretty fun. So yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I have been listening to this album that is really good. I'm surprised at how much I enjoy it, but it's called Take Care. It's from 2024, so I'm not fresh on this, but it's by Big X the Plug. And the great thing about it's a hip hop album, 15 tracks, 31 minutes. It is like
Nice.
each track is a clean, like a little over 2 minutes. Not a lot of features and not a lot of fluff, not a lot of filler and skits. It's a great workout album. Have been really enjoying that album a lot, actually. So recommend people check that out. But I think that's all I've been watching and doing and seeing. Bob, what you been watching?
Just a couple things. I also finished the new season of The Rehearsal. Super weird, super interesting show. Definitely worth checking out if you're interested in aviation in any way.
Yeah, of all
Weird.
things.
Yeah. I finished up the second season of The Last of Us, and I know that show's been getting just a bunch of like random hate. I was really into it until the end. It's a really short season, and it just like leaves you with a cliffhanger, and it's just like felt really unsatisfying. Like I don't know why they wouldn't have just stretched it out, or maybe they just didn't have the budget for it, or I don't know. But I think it was only like 6 episodes, and it just sort of like ended, and I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever, man. I watched a newer release called Marshmallow, and this is kind of like a modern day summer camp. This kid goes to summer camp and they tell this campfire ghost story about this evil doctor that lives in the woods who was walking around at night and killing kids that are out of their beds. And crazy stuff happens. I guess that's really all you can say without spoiling it. It definitely sets you up to expect a slasher movie, and then it does not give you that at all. Kind of an interesting way to end the movie, but I did not love the ride getting there. It felt like just kind of boring and difficult to pay attention to. I'd heard like a lot of really positive reviews for it, and I think it won some audience award at one of the film festivals. I don't even remember which one, but there's a lot of like positive praise. So I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I can get into like a summer camp slasher movie. Wasn't my thing though. Didn't necessarily care for that too much. Revisited The Burbs. It's amazing. It's a classic. It's a 5-star movie. Watch it for sure. It like scratches that summer vibe for me pretty good. Never get tired of it. And then Dangerous Animals, which I saw in the theater, and like I said, I got a mini cast coming out for that. A lot of fun. Also scratches that summer vibe itch. So check that out as well. And that's about it from your boy Bob.
Damn,
There
Dangerous
you go.
Animals. Gotta check that one out.
for real.
DANGEROUSANIMAL.
Yes.
S.
As
So we don't have any.
Catchy. Yeah, sorry.
I know. So damn catchy. Is it? What a great hook.
DANGEROUS.
Fish. We don't have any voicemails. Nobody loves us this week. Which
Oh
is just
my God. Everybody's just been sliding into
unbelievable.
my DMs. All right. Well, moving the DMs to the voicemails, everyone.
Just
Oh,
shit
man.
checking you. If you do want to call in and leave a voicemail for next week, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Prompts? Anything you guys
What
want
do
to
we
throw out
cover
there?
next week, Bob?
Talking about another You Pick the Flick. This is the last one of the second quarter, actually. Chosen by your boy Mike. The movie is The Monster from 2016.
Oh, okay.
I know nothing about that.
Me too. Me too.
It's a sneaky A24. I feel like this is one not a lot of
Really?
people have seen before. Yeah.
I've never heard of it. That's interesting.
Okay.
I have no prompts. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we've done a lot of like cryptid and stuff, so I don't really want to do that one again.
Our prompts have been falling flat recently. Just call in.
Just
Remind. Tell
be
us
nice
what's
to
on your
hear
mind.
from you.
Call your mother, please. And we're your mother in this scenario.
Call your Diddy Soju.
Gross. Call in. What's your summer plans? What are your summer plans? You wrestling gators? What are you doing? You taking vacation? You taking a trip? Going
Yeah,
to
it's
the beach?
summertime. People have been
You guys, going camping?
Yes.
That was
I
way
hope
louder than
so.
it ought to
Yeah,
have
it
been.
was really loud. But yeah, people have been posting some delicious looking summer snacks. Made me want to get some
Yeah.
vanilla
Yeah, that's
ice
true.
cream the other day. Whoa.
Ooh, vanilla ice cream. Yeah, what are you snacking on? What are you
Get me
doing
some
with your
ice
summer?
cream.
What are you doing with your
Ice
summertime?
cream and boiled peanuts.
Just wasting away the summer days.
With some
I'm too
ice
tired to put up a
cream
fight
and
against this
boiled
onslaught of.
peanuts.
Just got a jaw full of ice cream.
Okay.
Give
I'm gonna
me a
pack your
big
Swiss
scoop of
tank tonight.
that vanilla ice cream.
Jesus Christ.
A gentleman should know the difference.
We're not going to get any calls this way. I can tell you that.
Hit us up, 904-638-3231. That's it till next week. Check out The Monster from 2016. Get ready for next week's show. Till then, hit us up on all the social medias. We're everywhere. Just search Straight Chilling Podcast. We'll pop right up. If you want to join in the daily Slack channel conversations, hit us up on social media. I'll send you a link so you can do so. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Go Gator.